October 14th, 2025 at 7 p.m. This meeting is being held on Treaty 6 territory in the homeland of the Métis. We extend our gratitude to those who came before us and have called this ancestral land home for generations. We respect and honor the treaties, reaffirm our relationships with one another, and move forward together in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. Call to order at 7 p.m. That the agenda for the October 14th, 2025 meeting be approved as amended or presented and attached to form part of the said minutes. Councillor Fast. Does anybody have any changes, additions? Joyce?
I have a question. I know it's in the minutes. Is that more of a business arising from the minutes? I'm thinking of 9.24, resolution number 2025-451 in regards to the Walleye Park. Those lots, or is that something that we're gonna talk about at the end in camera?
It's in cameras.
But do we, yeah, but the resolution, we already approved it, and it kind of contradicting what we're gonna be talking about further down. And I think there's some clarity on how many ball diamonds there should be there, cause we're only told 2 were moving there.
Yeah.
So I'm questioning the resolution.
Initially.
The initial resolution.
Okay. I'm thinking it needs to be revisited.
Yeah,
And
and
it was originally 2,
From Central Park.
the 2 from Central Park. To,
I have an understanding of 4.
No, there's 2 from Central Park going up to Elms Park. That's been passed.
yes, it has.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Yeah,
resolution was passed.
so we'll probably revisit that once we go into some discussions.
Well, I would like it attached to the agenda so that it's done. We can put it to the end after the in-camera session, but I think it should be revisited.
You mean the resolution
Mm-hmm.
that we passed on the, you don't want this?
Yeah, I already said it. 9.24, resolution number 2025-451. Just looking at the pictures, doesn't make sense that only 2 would be joined 4 and 4.
And I thought for sure there was 4 diamonds there. We were gonna centralize them all.
Well, there was, the original one was to, that's been passed, was to move the 2 from Central Park. This was, I don't know when that was, but a while ago now, to, by the Coventry, by the water tower, right? The water treatment plant. That's what's been passed, and so that's,
Yes.
if we're gonna go different ways, we'll have to have different discussions, but that's what's been passed.
That's
Okay.
why we're talking about it in camera. It should be also discussed, the resolution, cause it's not matching discussions coming. They're all over the place.
Yeah, we're going back on a resolution that's already been decided.
You can rescind
So we can,
discussion.
Right, if that's what council chooses
Yeah.
to do following
But
our
that's why I'm
discussion.
that's why I want it on the agenda. Thank you.
Okay, so that'll be added as, yeah, additions. Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. I'm just gonna make a note on here. Joyce, you said that was 2025-451? Okay, perfect. Just make sure I have it recorded correctly. Declaration of conflict of interest. Did anybody see anything?
15.1.
15.1. Okay, thank you. Any Any other conflicts there? Okay, if you happen to see one after, just let us know. That the minutes of the September 22nd, 2025 regular meeting of council be approved as presented. Everybody's had a chance to read through those minutes. Were there any errors, issues there that you saw? All those in favor? That's carried. On to section 8, that the financial statements for the period ending August 31st, 2025 be approved as presented. Councillor Stewart. All those in favor? That's carried. That the financial reports for August 14th, 2025 be approved as presented. Councillor Blair. Anybody have any questions on the financial reports? All those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of senior administrative officials recorded as items 9.1 to 9.2.5 be received and filed. Councillor Vic. All those in favor? That's carried. That the department monthly reports be received and filed. Councillor Blair. Okay, and now I will turn it over to Michelle for her report.
Thank you. Just a couple things I'd like to point out. We received this draft strategic plan this morning, so we'll go through it. We'll go through it and make sure that they haven't misinterpreted something or something totally out to lunch, and then we will have to schedule a meeting to go through it as a group and prioritize. Gone to quite a few meetings. Went to the Moffatt-Tisdale Mayor's meeting with Mayor Zacharias. I went to the Urban Administrators Association of Saskatchewan Fall Workshop, which was, there was a lot of really great information shared there on things workshop. Let's see, we gathered our 2025 highlights for the mayor for his upcoming interviews. Once you start going through those things, you see how many good things actually happen in a year. And at our presentation earlier, they kind of preempted me, but I was going to congratulate Jeff on his receiving his certified planner designation. That's a big achievement for Jeff. So he's left us tonight, but congratulations to Jeff. I don't know if anybody has any questions or.
No questions for Michelle today? Thank you, Michelle. Next, Leisure Services and Chelsea.
Hello, thank you. So a few things to highlight. Haunted Hollows is coming up. It's been a great partnership with LP Miller High School and those students, and it helps get those students aware of the town and what all the town does to function. And this year we've also partnered with the museum, so it's going to run at the museum, which will be great, and the museum boys are excited, so that's awesome. We also partner with the Emmanuel Baptist Church to offer Outpour Weekend. That's coming up this weekend, so they have volunteers from their church that go out and help residents that apply for the program to help clean up yards or their house or wash windows, break leaves, that kind of thing.
Is this the first year they've done it?
No, it's been several years actually. Yeah, so I can't recall how many, but it's been quite a few. So it's been a really good program. And if anybody is interested in some help or needing some help, just reach out to the Evergreen or myself and we can accommodate that for this weekend. The sport court, I have mentioned on here that it is now complete. We will be working on some landscaping in the spring. We've done some already, which the crew did a great job of that. The pool area has been expanded a little bit, which is nice, and we've laid some sod there. But we are looking at doing a possible grand opening. I understand it's late in the year, so that's the unfortunate, and you don't know what kind of weather you're going to get. So I did want to put it out to council to see if you're interested in doing it this fall, or if you would prefer to wait till the spring. We can do some camps or some clinics and stuff in the spring and tie it into a grand opening, or we could just run something now in the fall. So I just wanted to get council's input, ideas, or thoughts. If you had any, you can get back to me too. We don't have to make that call right now, but if it's this fall, then I would advertise here right away.
So you could use the pickleball or the snowball.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Could get really fun. Entertaining. So yes, council can get back to me on that. That's what it. One other thing that I will mention that's not in the report is that we have had some damage to a few of our trees throughout town that we've noticed, and it's disheartening to say the least. There's a lot of time and a lot of money put into our tree infrastructure. So one recent one that we've flagged is at the town square. It was actually quite a few years growing at the town square, and it is now destroyed. So somebody just took it and broke it right in half. And the week before we had commented about how good that tree was doing, so it's like they knew. But it's not the first one that we've noticed this fall, so if you notice anything, don't hesitate to call or say something, because it's a lot of years for those trees to actually get established, and it's disheartening to see when they can be destroyed in minutes. So that would be about it.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments for Chelsea? Alright, we'll move on to operations and engineering, and then Jamie.
Yeah, I got really nothing to add, just finishing up projects for the year. Didn't really keep this time of year.
Try to get that building all closed in before it gets too cold. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, no problem.
Any questions or comments for Jamie?
I just have one. Just in regards to the scale, it just says it's just missing a few electrical items. What are you thinking for time frame for this scale to be up and functioning?
Well, I reached out to him late last week, and I haven't got an email back yet, so I'll probably reach out to him again tomorrow.
Is this one company that you have to deal with in
Yeah.
regards to this?
Getting there.
Any other questions or comments for Jamie? Thank you. And lastly, our fire department monthly report, and Paul.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stay positive this report. Lots of training done last month. Water rescue at the beginning of the month, which always signals the end of summer. Some rope rescue that we did with Carrot River went over very well. Thanks once again to Public Works and Jamie for letting us use the water treatment plant. Made it awfully lots of fun for us to be able to do all that stuff indoors. Of course, because we booked it indoors, it was like plus 30 that day, and that's the way it goes. If we'd done it outside at the regional park, it would have been -7 and raining, but it is what it is. Ordered a set of junior firefighter gear. You can see I have my dog walkers there, proudly wearing them in the pictures. This is genuine material. It came right from the firm in Calgary who does repairs. So the nice thing is, the kids can have a chance to try on gear without the fear of them getting any carcinogens or anything like that from actual gear that we have, which is why we don't allow them to wear our stuff at a fraction of the cost. I've been watching now for years to see if I could get my hands on a set of demo gear or something, and in reality, to spend $2,000 on a set of gear just for people to try on, kind of rough. So a couple $100, it was a pretty easy sell. So, and the nice thing is, it almost fits me actually. So if I can get them to just make a little set bigger, I might be just laughing for getting myself a set of new gear. Yeah. Other than that, a lot of calls. We went through the first 21 days of the month with 21 calls. We were at a call a day clip. And then things, I don't want to jinx it, but they did slow down to somewhat normal. We are keeping pace with Estevan, which is a city of 11,000. We just this past weekend, we passed our all-time high of 208. We are officially at 211, so we are now in uncharted territory. So it's been a busy year, but we're hanging in there.
Thank you, Paul. Any questions or comments for Paul today? Go ahead, Les.
Because of your workload, are you finding you're short of anything, or you need any other manpower maybe, or?
I won't lie to you, it's tight. There's a lot of triaging that's going on. I was nose to the grindstone this morning trying to get caught up on my reports, but I'd like to be a little bit further ahead on my inspections and certainly a lot of other things, but just like anything, calls come first and follow along with that. So nothing I would say would be critical. Stuff in my mind that I'd like to have done, absolutely, but I think everyone knows around this table where I'd like to be in terms of having more stuff done, but it is what it is. We'll make do with what we got for now. So
Any other questions or comments for Paul? Alright, thanks, Paul. Alright, that's the last one, so any other comments in general? Okay, all those in favor? It's carried. The council hereby authorizes administration to acquire title to the property located at Lot 5, Block 6, Plan BZ 5135, Extension 0, title number 129866024, and to commence all necessary actions in accordance with current legislation, and that all outstanding accounts be transferred to the tax roll as recommended by the GM of Corporate Services. Councilor York. I don't think there's gonna be too much on this, just
This is just the next stage in the tax enforcement process. The property owner is very well aware that it has reached this stage and has been making arrangements to vacate the property.
any questions or comments on this?
I guess that was the question, the building and if somebody was living in it.
As far as I haven't been updated, I've been trying to reach the property owner late last week and I couldn't reach them. But they have indicated that they are seeking other residents and I believe that they've been successful.
There's no other questions? All those in favor? That's carried. Alright, that council hereby authorizes administration to acquire titles to the properties located at Lot 8, Block 8, Plan CE 740, Extension 0, Title 151372739, Lot 10, Block 7, CE 740, Extension 0, Title number 151372751, Lot 1, Block 11, Plan CE 740, Extension 0, Title number 151073254, Lot 15 and 16, Block 7, Plan CE 740, Extension 0, Title number 151372762 and 151372807, and Lot 8, Block 11, Plan CC 7025, Extension 0, Title number 153401217, and to commence all necessary actions in accordance with current legislation, and that all outstanding accounts be transferred to the applicable tax rolls as recommended by the GM of Corporate Services. Councilor Stewart. Any questions or comments besides asking me to repeat it all?
Are all of these properties currently voted up, or are they not, these ones?
I'm not positive if they're all boarded up, but there are no utility services in any
Haven't
of
been,
them, so
no, part.
they are not inhabited or should not be inhabited,
Mhm.
but we'll make sure they're secure.
I believe the majority of them are sealed up.
I think
I
so.
would have to go through line by line. I think there might be one that may not be, that may have a resolution signed. Don't quote me on that.
And that'll be the first step, as soon as we
Mhm.
acquire title.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor? That council hereby approves an additional $4,240 from GL account 461740820 Parks Capital Budget to cover the budget overage on the outdoor multi-sport court design build project as recommended by the GM of Leisure Services due to unforeseen earthwork requirements encountered during construction. Councillor Watts. And Chelsea, you wanna expand on this?
Thank you. So the project was originally budgeted for $335,000. When all said and complete, we were slightly over budget by just over 4,000. It was due to some additional earthwork and fill that was needed. When they came out to do a site visit, the site was under snow, so hard to see the elevation and how low it was in some spots, so they just required more fill, which increased our budget slightly.
Any questions or comments? Pretty small change, so. Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. The council hereby authorizes the donation of 15 older surplus SCBA's, self-contained breathing apparatus, packs, in as-in condition to another fire department as recommended by the GM of Protective Services. Councilor Vic.
Yeah, so originally, in 2023, when we got our new packs to replace the aging packs, that were, constantly, failing and, needing repairs, expensive repairs, I had, lined up who I thought was gonna be a potential buyer, to pay a minimum amount of money. A member of council at the time had suggested maybe we donate it. My concern was I didn't wanna donate to another department if I couldn't say, the packs could be all breaking down and et cetera, I've since had a change of heart, because the sale, after I went through a lot of work in terms of getting all of the, previous testing done, the records, the serial numbers, et cetera, I got a lowball price, and then I got a no price because, you didn't have enough inventory, you had enough inventory already, et cetera. So I have had a change of heart. I think, if we were to donate, one large lot of packs, if a department were to find themselves, that there were some packs that needed, some repairs, I think the sheer amount, would be fine. They could certainly source parts from the other ones that are there. We also have some additional, including from the 15, we also have some additional packs that failed, that have parts on them that could certainly be utilized as well. So I think one department would be in much better shape getting them all and be able to utilize them. So I feel a little more confident, in donating them should a department step forward and say that they want them.
Thank you, Paul. Any questions or comments? Do you have a department in mind, or have you reached out
No,
to
I
anybody?
would really like it if it's somebody close to us, maybe a needy department that way. That being said, I would like to put some provisions on it. I wanna make sure it's not a department that's, how do we say this diplomatically, really not a department. They're just a department on paper but doesn't actually do any training or those kinds of things. So I would like to set some parameters, and hopefully council is supportive of that. I don't wanna just give them to a department that's just gonna turn around and never use them or never test them or never use them correctly. It should be a department that's certainly in need, so.
No other questions? All those in favor? That's carried. pleased to renew the 3-year contract with Lightship for geographic information system services in the amount of $23,805 plus applicable taxes over 3 years, and $7,935 plus applicable taxes per year, as recommended by the land planner, and that the land planner is authorized to sign the contract agreement on behalf of the town of Nipple. Councillor Watts. I know Jeff isn't here. Michelle, do you want to just add a little bit?
I can speak to this. Jeff's report is pretty clear. This is the program that we use to map all of our infrastructure, roads, alleys, hydrants, manholes, culverts, sewer lines. And the reason we've been using it for 5 or 6 years. It's a program that really works well. Jeff uses it for all of the maps, as you can see the sample on the report. And it's coming to council because it's over our $5,000 annual limit for approving agreements as administration, so it's coming to council for approval.
Any questions or comments on this? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of standing and special committees recorded as items 10.1 to 10.1.2 be received and filed. Councillor Blair. All those in favor? That's carried. The council hereby agrees to allocate the $126,917.70 utility department surplus to the utility future capital reserve to fund future utility improvements as recommended by the governance standing committee at the meeting held on October 1st, 2025. And does anybody want to add to that? Maybe Jamie? Pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any questions or comments on this allocation? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That council hereby approves the digital marketing strategy as recommended by the governance standing committee at the meeting held on October 1st, 2025. That's passed. Anybody have any questions or comments on the marketing strategy there? Joyce?
Is this where we ask if the Apple app is ready?
The Apple app is being built as we speak. I don't know when. They can't give you a timeline, but it is being built as we speak.
Any other questions or comments?
Until we ask next time.
Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of committees and boards recorded as item 11.1 be received and filed. Councillor Vic. All those in favor? That's carried. That communications recorded as item 12.1 be received and filed. Councillor Watts. All those in favor? That's carried. That council hereby proclaims October 24th, 2025 World Polio Day in the town of Nipawin as requested by Rotary Club of Nipawin Passport. Councillor Stewart. This is the same as it's been for many years, so can't imagine there being any questions here.
Other than, Holyoke's not that close anymore
Mm.
because of the wars in Gaza and stuff like that, so there's been an excessive amount of polio coming up and the ability to get out there and get the treatments.
Mhm. Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. Okay. That bylaw number 1206/25. Oh, yeah, this is, sorry. Hold that quick. Thank you. That bylaw number 1206/25 being a bylaw to fix rates to be charged for the use and consumption of water, and to fix the rates to be charged by way of rent or service charge for the use of sewer facilities be introduced and read a first time. Councillor Bass. And with that, Michelle?
Sure, I would just like to make a note that although the title of this bylaw is utility rates, the rates are, there is no proposed increase to the utility rates. The only proposed amendment is effective April 1st, 2026, all residential utility accounts shall be maintained in the name of the property owner at all times, and tenants or occupants shall not be permitted to have utility accounts established in their name for residential purposes. Originally, administration had recommended February 1st as taking place. However, on further discussion with our utility clerk, it was brought up that we have a lot of properties and rental properties on our bleeder system in January, February, March, and so we're recommending that it take effect April 1st because the bleeders are typically shut off prior to that. And yeah, so this will reduce some of the liability, some of the our infrastructure it's hard on it to turn it on and off as it ages, so this will help that. This will help with putting the collection onus on the property owner as opposed to on the town, and it should save, it's anticipated it will save quite a lot of time for our utility department not having to go and read meters, turn water on and off every month as they do right now.
Thank you, Michelle. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. And with that, we'll move on to the round table. And why don't we start with Kylie today?
I haven't been up to too much trying to get my yard ready for winter, and yeah, I had my library meeting there a few weeks ago, but I have one coming up tomorrow again. Otherwise, just normal life mom stuff.
Thank you, Kylie. Les?
Yeah, pretty much the same here, getting ready for the winter season. Did attend the action-packed strategic planning community seminar there and learned lots. And yeah, I guess that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Stacey?
Getting ready for winter. I attended a park meeting. And we have our own issues for funding. Yes, and the other strategic plan, which I have to say, the one that we had before, this one was far better. I can't say that enough. So, other than that, that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, so myself, I attended on the 25th, 26th, that's strategic planning with the rest of us. October 1st was our governance committee meeting, so we talked about the Evergreen Grant. We talk about a draft municipal landfill agreement and, our digital marketing strategy, which we just went through here earlier. On October 3rd, I was at the Vanity Cup Supper. 139 boats participated this year, so they got close to selling out, just not quite there. So publicly, I want to congratulate Josh Sonner and Winston Stockdale, who had a total weight of 57.33 pounds to take home $100,000. And I will say that Winston has won multiple tournaments this year. He is a phenomenal fisherman. So, congratulations to them. And then on October 4th, I attended ANSAS's our Nigerian population were celebrating their Independence Day here in Nipawin. So they were sharing stories and creating new ones here in Saskatchewan. So it was really interesting to learn some of their history and try out some food that I hadn't had an opportunity to do before. And then I was actually bestowed with a traditional Nigerian name by the president of their organization, which comes from the Igbo language, and the name they gave me was Chukwu Emeka, which means God has done it. So that was the name that they gave me for the event. It was a lot of fun actually watching them do some traditional dancing and all sorts of stuff. So that's what I've been up to. Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, the strategic planning and everything, I chaired the governance standing committee. The mayor did mention there the Evergreen Center renovation, the planned renovation, but we also were talking a lot about what to do in case we don't get a grant, right? And so there'll be further discussion and planning. We gotta start looking at that. Not both surplus and deficit, which you mentioned as well, but it's also, you gotta make decisions put into, repair instead of putting it onto the debt, right? Because there's gonna be a lot more needs for infrastructure as we go forward. $100,000 doesn't really touch the debt, but it could help with the infrastructure side of things. User agreements from the landfill were there, digital marketing, which we all read today, right? The great world of fun and bylaw review, we didn't have anything for there. And, we talked a little bit about Twin Lakes as well, and the riverbank pricing, so it was actually quite a busy meeting, so I didn't get done on time, I know that. It's a big thing I have to report. Oh, and I'm also doing stuff, I got my inflatables up for Halloween.
Nice.
We had Headless Horseman and Scary Tree.
Very good one.
Wagon wheels, of course, but not regular wagon wheels, but the raspberry filled ones, right? They went sale early. Yeah, that's a good thing, and you get a small candy and bake it.
Thank you, John.
Promoting his
Alright, Joyce, go ahead.
Well, just like everybody else, I attended the stat, planning meeting in September for 25th and 26th, and I have to say it was very positive and upbeat, and I think there's some good things coming from that. Other than that, just living like the rest of you. Shoveling snow.
No, that will.
Thank you, Joyce. And Lisa?
Yes, I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving weekend. I as well obviously attended the strat plan meeting. That was it was a very positive experience. It was the first time for me, so I enjoyed that. I was at the governance standing committee meeting as well. And in the spirit of celebrating achievements within our community, I just wanted to take a moment to share that North Fringe Industrial Technologies, a Nipawin-based business that I'm proud to work with, was named finalist for 2 Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce ABEX Awards and walked away with the award for growth and expansion. So it's great to see a local company recognized provincially and to have Nipawin represented among the leading businesses in our province. And North Fringe President Brett Kane was also named finalist for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award for the Prairies. He was one of 2 nominees from Saskatchewan out of the pool of 36. They said they had the strongest pool of nominees they've ever had, so great achievement for both him and his business and our community.
Congratulations to North Fringe. Alright, thank you everybody. And with that, our public forum is very empty again. So, that the regular council meeting of October 14th, 2025 be closed with Mayor Zacharias in the chair pursuant to section 122A of the Municipalities Act, citing exemptions in the Local Authority Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act under Section 16, Advice from Officials, and Section 17, Economic and Other Interests, and 122B concerns long-range or strategic planning at 7:40 p.m.